Speaking up, voicing your position, stating your mind. These are all things that are forcing some people to choose the path of least resistance because the aforementioned alternative gets you in trouble and shut down. Well, here to tell you that it's okay to be judgy is Dr. Kelly Rabenstein, author and licensed psychologist. Welcome back.
Thank you.
You know, there are some people in this world, and we're seeing more and more of it, that are very outspoken while others are shrinking violets. Why? Why are we seeing this dichotomy?
Well, people are realizing that judgment can feel good for you. What it really does is help you get closer to another person or even a group of people. So you know that feeling if we equate judgment with, let's say, gossip. There's a connection that gets developed when you are sort of talking about things that you agree on, that you all feel the same way about, and it does strengthen the relationship. And then when we think about groups that we're a part of, we're constantly judging. We judge other teams, other groups of people. That's part of being human.
Sure.
And this makes us feel very secure in our group, and it's essential for us to be in our group, you know, for resources,
Sure.
our emotional well-being.
And I think it is a healthy practice because it's okay to state your mind, to state your opinion. It's a healthy exchange of ideas.
Yes.
I think, though, that some of us need to temper ourselves just a little bit because while they're just vomiting their thoughts all out there, they're also kind of shutting down other people in the process. And that's not what it's about.
No. So we can think of judgment as having two sides. One side is for sure a bridge with somebody that we are getting closer to in the moment. But the other side is a wall. And it's a wall between you and whatever you're judging, whether it's something about an individual person or a group of people. And so it's true. It's sort of, I think of judgment like a gooey unbaked brownie. So delicious and wonderful every once in a while, but if you eat too many, you'll get sick.
Yeah.
So knowing that balance, you know?
Yeah, you got to know the balance. There's always a balance to be struck. And then also you come across some people who you want to get more comfortable in voicing your thoughts and opinions and whatever judgment you may have about someone or something.
Yes.
But then that other person is, for lack of a better term, very PC.
Yes.
They don't really want to go there.
Yes.
They don't want to be your sounding board.
Yes.
How do you break through that wall, especially if it's in a relationship where you should be coming more together and close?
So that's about trust, right?
Yeah.
So what you're trying to do is grow intimacy with the other person. So the best way to grow intimacy is always by being vulnerable. So if you show some vulnerability, normally people will match you on that. And if they don't match you, then maybe the relationship isn't going to have the right chemistry or the right, fit.
That's a good point, because you don't have to force it either.
Right.
And it's kind of good to know that up front.
Yeah,
as soon as possible.
Yes.
Right.
Because there's some magic. So here's some other things that judgment does for us. It can help us define better who we are and even sometimes grow our self-worth. Now, as I said, it's a double-edged sword, but it helps you look at something, someone, a behavior, and think, that's not for me. I'm going to, do this thing over here instead. And that's okay. That's a pretty judgment light, we could call it. But then, you get into trouble when you start to have that feeling of, this is a wall. I'm banging up against something.
Sure.
I'm not connecting. Sort of like you were saying, the other person's not matching me where I am, or maybe it doesn't even feel right inside, because we all know that when you're judging someone or being judgy, that we can also be the recipient of that.
Sure.
So there's that piece of it too to keep in mind.
Well, exactly. And in the political climate that we're living in today,
Yes.
I think it's lost where we can't have that exchange of ideas and everybody is heard and understood. But also not shunned for having one view over the other. So how would you go about sort of securing your position and giving yourself the grace to express yourself, having the expectation that the other person will hear you without being turned into an outcast?
Yes. So it's a tightrope,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So when we talk about this, I love to think of of and instead of either or. So you give a little bit of information, how you're feeling, how you think about something, because none of us can change and grow without these deep conversations. But a lot of people are terrified of having these conversations right now, any conversations really. But that doesn't help us grow or connect with other people. So as I said, being vulnerable, offer a little bit of information, but the second piece is kindness. So being aware of how you're thinking and acting. Am I being kind? Can the other person feel my kindness, my thoughtfulness around this topic? And that's really generally how we get to connect better with other people, and then work through some of the ideas that we might be having that we want to explore with somebody else without all that fear.
Absolutely. I hope that everybody watches this segment. I hope everybody watches this segment so that everybody can have that same playing field as we all deserve.
Yes.
Right? As we all deserve.
Honesty builds connections.
It
and giving
does.
each other and ourselves some more grace.
Yeah,
would
absolutely.
be really nice.
Absolutely. Dr. Kelly, such a pleasure once again. Thank you so much. We are back after this.